Being a mom can be the most rewarding thing that you have ever done. And it can also be the most overwhelming and frustrating and difficult thing that you have to do. And these feelings are all valid. It's how we work through them, how we respond, and how we treat ourselves that really defines our motherhood journey and defines who we are in motherhood, outside of motherhood, and just our identities. So many of us, myself included, have gotten lost in motherhood when we became moms, and it can be hard to find who we are again. And I want to talk to you a little bit today, I got a crying baby, about who we are in and outside of motherhood.
Hey mama, are you struggling with how to make time for yourself as a work-at-home mom? Are you drowning in laundry and dishes, poopy diapers, and kids who are constantly screaming, "Mom!" even though they're 5 feet away from you? I get it. I'm Jessa, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood, where I want to help you set priorities, create boundaries, ask for help, and create some time management systems in your life so you can put your self-care first. You can show up for you without sacrificing motherhood and without the guilt. So if you're ready to be caught up in motherhood, then go grab that fresh cup of coffee and that laundry basket sitting in the corner. Don't worry, I've got mine too. And listen in to today's episode.
So you're a mom now, or maybe you've been a mom for a while now and you're a veteran mom. You've been around for a bit. You figured out some things, maybe you're on kid 3, 4, 5, who knows. But at some point when you became mom, that became the number one title. Yes, you're still a wife. Yes, you're still you. You're still employee, you're still employer, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever title, mompreneur, whatever title you resonate with. But you're mom now. And when it comes to being mom, sometimes we can get lost in that title. We're so excited to be there. We've waited, I know at least I have, all this time to be a mom. You're just so excited and happy to hold your baby, to have that title of mom. And for a lot of us, it's a title that we are proud to have. And for some in society, in some ways, there's a lot of mom shame and mom shaming going on. But when you become a mom and you get that title, for most, it's a positive thought. But then as you get into it and you start living your life as mom and these new needs, these new roles and duties start surfacing, you realize that there's a give and take, that there's a lot that you need to do as mom. I mean, you have these babies, these kids, and they rely on you for everything. And you're prepared for it in some ways, but not all of them. You know you're going to need to change their diaper and feed them and take them to and from school and play dates and events and things, but you don't think about what that actually entails, really, until you're in it. You don't think about the laundry needing to be done so that they can wear that certain outfit or their favorite color or favorite pair of socks for that week, or what you're going to do when it's nap time, but you have an appointment that you need to be at or a call you need to be on, and then it's feeding times and schedules and leaving early from events because it's bedtime, or do you stay late and mess up that routine and that schedule? It's all these choices and all of these decisions that you need to make, and there's no roadmap, there's no direction. Right? There's books out there and they're great and they're helpful, but there's no book that says this is how Jessa becomes and does mom. There's nothing out there to say, your day, right? Mom, this is how you do it. Right? There's no user manual for your kids or for you to know the perfect plan, how to have the best day without fighting, meltdowns, tantrums, blowouts, whatever. But as your mom, you figure it out. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a positive parent, mom, all the time and just happy, nonstop, right? We have feelings, we're human, and we need to feel them and express them. We are going to be overwhelmed. We are going to get touched out. We're going to have moments of anger and frustration and probably yelling and crying and all of the things, because there's nothing wrong with having feelings and expressing them. We need to accept that that's okay. Our feelings are valid. We don't have to be this strong mom all the time who just does it all, grin and bear it mentality. That isn't how this is supposed to go anymore. We don't need to take on the whole burden, take on everything for ourselves. Yes, they will. You can have more snack in a minute. We can do the things that we want to do and not necessarily do everything. Our moms or the generation before us had to do it all in regards to working that full-time job and coming home and taking care of the house full-time. And we got to watch that happen. And hopefully for some of us, see that and decide we want something else. We want to change that. And for some, that might not be your narrative, but for some of us, for me, it is. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to be able to make my own schedule, my own plans, and be the mom that I wanted to be. And I remember seeing my own mother struggle with having to go to work and take care of her kids. And I know that all she wanted growing up from me and my sisters was to be that stay-at-home mom, to be able to be around more. Now, that's not to say that she wasn't. She was. But she had to go to work. Like so many of us today, she had to go to work, right? There's bills to be paid, and a lot of our households now are dual income, and we've become accustomed to that dual income, and trying to go down to one income can be very difficult, especially if you're looking at, other factors that go into that: credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car payments, all the things. But as moms, we take on this higher burden. And it's not to say that our spouses don't have the same burden, but we learn and we think differently than they do. And we think about the things that we're doing, and we think about the things that we deem important and how they're going to happen. And we put all of this on our own shoulders. I'm going to leave my son interrupting and the dog in this episode because I want to touch on this a little bit. Currently, I am standing in my kitchen at my island with a laptop and a microphone, wearing my newborn baby as she tries to nap because she's a contact sleeper right now during the day. My 4-year-old, for tomorrow, is currently watching an episode of Ryan while eating his apple, while my 1-year-old is taking a nap. And there's a blizzard going on outside. And no school. And I have been trying to record this episode for probably 2 weeks. And that's okay. It has been a struggle, for sure, to get in front of this microphone and to put down on paper the notes and the things that I wanted to talk about. But I want to acknowledge for you that in no way am I better than anyone listening. Absolutely not. In no way is my motherhood journey over or perfect or one to aspire to in regards to, influencer level. Okay. I want to keep this real, and I want you to know the realities of what's going on behind the scenes here today, so that you know that this has been a journey for me as well. And I've learned a lot over the years here. I've learned a lot about who I am as a mom, who I am outside of being a mom. And for me, that motherhood journey really, really changed me in a positive way, because I felt like something was missing, right? Going to school, going to college, figuring out your career, and it wasn't the right move. It wasn't right. Like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Okay, whatever. If I put effort into it, I can do it, right? We're all that way. You put in enough effort, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. So that's what I did. And then you become mom and you realize that you don't want to put effort into that anymore. You want to put effort into your family. You want to put effort into something that actually brings you joy and fills your cup instead of depleting it. And that's where I was 4 years ago, pregnant with Leroy, depleted. There had to be something better. There had to be a better way to do this. There had to be positive outlooks on this. I shouldn't have to cry every day on my way into work because I'm leaving my son with a stranger to watch. And I shouldn't feel guilty at the end of the night because I'm so exhausted and I don't want to listen to my husband tell me about his day, or he asks me about mine and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to relive it. I don't want to be stressed out about the dramas that happened in the office and the things I had to deal with employees and temps, and oh my goodness, don't go into HR. It's a good field, okay, it is, but definitely burned me out. I think it was 8 years that I was in it. Definitely can burn you out if you're not careful. But I'm sure we can say that about almost any career choice, including being a mom. You can get burnt out. But my whole point is that this is a journey, and we're all figuring it out as we go. And I figured out a couple of things over the years. I've learned some things, and I've found myself in motherhood. I found who I am as a mom and who I am outside of being a mom, hobbies and interests and things that I enjoy doing and want to do, and aspirations and dreams and goals. And it's exciting. And there's these moments, yes, of overwhelm, trying to record an episode and everybody wants your attention. But there are also moments of cuddles, of being able to look down and see your baby's head on your chest, and being able to give them a kiss if you want to, because they're in that kissing range, because you're wearing them. And there can be those moments of, what am I doing? And that's okay. It's okay to feel lost. It's okay to feel distraught and overwhelmed. It's how we respond to those feelings. It's what we do with them that defines who we are. That defines who we are as moms and who we are outside of that title. Because you can feel overwhelmed and you can feel angry and frustrated. And you can live in that and you can stay in that. And you can let that run your day. It can just decide everything for the rest of your day, and you are just in this overwhelmed, frustrated state for the rest of the day. And your kids feed on that energy, and the day gets worse. And then your husband comes home, and you are maybe short with him, or you snap at him when he walks in the door because he notices that the house is destroyed, or the dinner is not started, or you haven't even thought about what to make for dinner. Let's be honest. And maybe he's not trying to be, oh, you didn't think about dinner. He's just trying to make conversation and see what he can do to help. But your mindset in that moment is of frustration and overwhelm, and you snap. And those moments are okay. But it's acknowledging and responding differently that we need to want to work on. It's taking that extra 5 seconds to take a deep breath and say, I feel this, I acknowledge it, but I'm not going to let it run my day. And take that break. Take that minute. Don't go in numb. Don't go on social. Don't turn on the TV. But take that deep breath. If you pray, take a prayer. And then recenter yourself and get back to doing whatever it is that you need to do in that moment. Because how we respond and how we think about ourselves and the thoughts that we put in our head of, oh, this is going to be a bad day. This is such a bad day. Oh, look, he pooped his pants. Oh, look, of course he spilled his snack. Of course the dog got his own poop in his paw today. Of course there's a snowstorm and no school. Yeah, sure, those things happened. But what else happened? What are the positives that happened? You got some extra baby cuddles. You got one of your children to take a nice nap. And when they wake up, they're happy instead of being crabby and grumpy all day. You got to make a special treat that day because it was a snow day, and you got to work on writing your son's name. That's something we're going to do today. It's thinking about and concentrating on those positive sides, those positive moments of your day, and being grateful for them. Being grateful for the positive pieces, the positive moments, for yourself. I am grateful for the fact that there is a snowstorm and I have the ability to be home. I think back to 4 years ago, if there was a snowstorm or my son couldn't go to daycare and I was at work, what that means, what's going to happen? How am I supposed to take care of myself and go to work and take care of the house and the kids when there's a snowstorm? Like, I give so many props to you mamas that have to leave the house for work, because that wasn't the journey that I wanted. And if that's the journey that you're on and you're happy in that journey, that's awesome. I'm in no way going to shame you for that. We all need to pick our own journey, and we all need to decide what that looks like for us and what we want that to be and what we want to do. I loved working in corporate. I did. I liked the social piece of it, the dressing up. I got to wear suits and outfits that way. That was fun for a little while. So it's when you're in your early 20s. But now I love being home and being able to make my own schedule and being able to be with my kids in the way that works for me. And I like to be able to be the one to make the decision on what's for dinner or what my kids are going to be learning that day. But that's my journey. That's the things that fill my cup. And it's all about your mindset and how you perceive and interact with the things happening around you in the day. So keep in mind your thoughts for the day. Keep in mind that it's okay to have those negative thoughts and those negative feelings. It's responding to it. It's readjusting. It's taking that 5 seconds to take a deep breath, acknowledge it, and then adjust. And it's okay for things not to be perfect and for things not to go the way that you wanted them to go for the day. It's okay that you have a list of 20 things you want to do today and you got one thing done. Just one. And that's okay. I am extremely proud that I am getting this episode done right now. And if this is all that I get done in my business today, I am ecstatic. If this is all that I get done in my business for this week, I am still going to take that as a win, and I am still going to celebrate it. Because my journey right now consists of a newborn, and it consists of a 1-year-old who has been sick for 2 weeks and a snow day. 2, actually. 2 snow days. We had one last week. And it's how we respond in this journey. And it's how we discover who we are. And rediscover who we are after we've become moms. Who we are after motherhood. And in motherhood. Because we're in it. We might as well own it. Because we got this. Whatever that's going to look like, we got this.
Hey Mama, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know you have a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope this episode gave you new energy to tackle the day. If so, can you leave a review and subscribe to Caught Up in Motherhood on Apple Podcasts? That would mean the world to me. I'd also love to hear from you on Instagram. So screenshot this episode and share it to your stories. And don't forget to tag me at _Jessa Ray. And remember, Mama, you got this. Until next time, I'm Jessa, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood.